to the channel. If you are joining the stream, let me know where you are joining us from, and if you can hear me, let me know. How's the sound? How's everything? Let me know in the comments. I think it's 6 hours to kick off, if I'm not mistaken, or 5 hours to kick off. Yeah, 5 hours. 5 hours to kick off. 5 hours and some few minutes to kick off. Hold on, hold on. Testing mic. How's the sound at your end? No, no, no. It's just the extension board. Hey guys. Welcome back to the channel. Great, Derek. Your boy has joined us. Where are you joining us from? How are you guys doing? And preparing for the game. 5 hours away from kickoff. Let me show you the scene around here. Yeah, so this is the media center. We are all preparing to join the Black Stars game. I think 4 hours from now. Yeah, and currently ongoing is the Guinea-Bissau versus Equatorial Guinea match, which is going quite well for Equatorial Guinea, 3-1. Eric Osiedu is joining us from the US. How is the sound? Let me know how the sound is. 4-1. Wow. 4-1. Okay, I think it's been ruled out offside, yeah. Yeah, 4 goals. Equatorial Guinea are opening the floodgates of goals. So we know Ghana will be playing. The sound is low. Which is it? Our Ghana can shock the world today. Ghana have no choice than to win today. The sound is clear. Okay, that's from Eric. Thank you so much for confirming that for me. How's the sound at your end? You can see your man here, Osikeni. Osikeni is here with us. Please increase it a little. Oh, okay, the sound is low. Are you saying the sound is low? How's the sound now? How is the sound? Testing mic, testing mic. Yeah, a lot of people can hear me well. Probably you have to increase your volume at your end. So, yo, it's okay now. Okay, thank you so much for confirming that. So the Black Stars today will play. What's the game? Thank you so much. The sound is perfect. Thank you. Thank you for confirming that. The Black Stars today are preparing to take on Egypt. Egypt. It's not going to be an easy fixture, to be honest. It's a fixture which we're hoping to get all 3 points. Get all 3 points and qualify for the next round, the knockout phase. The match is going to be online. I'm sure there will be some stream on Facebook or YouTube itself. So you can check out those links when the match begins. The match will start off at 8 p.m., 5 hours to kick off now. So I just need to preview a little bit, and we'll talk to some journalists here as well and get their opinions and what they think will happen. What they think will happen in the game versus Egypt. Well, I'm expecting the boys to go all out. And let's jump into team news and everything. Oh, they took the goal. Equatorial Guinea have scored 4 goals. Wow. 4-1. 4-1 to select the best. We'll try to do that. We try doing that in the pre-match press conference. Equatorial Guinea have just scored 4 goals. Wow. Wow. Hey. Hey. Equatorial Guinea, they show us things for you. Any suggestions why the match can be streamed online? It's going to be online. Like the video and share it. I want as many people as possible to join this stream. Before we start getting the opinions of some journalists who are here, I think it's going to be an interesting game, Ghana vs Egypt. The rivalry renewed once again. Ghana has met Egypt several times. They've met each other in the African Cup of Nations. 1 win for Ghana. 2 wins for Egypt. I think it's 4 games in total. Yeah, sorry, 4 games in total in the African Cup of Nations. So it's not been quite straightforward, and it's not a game you can easily uh, predict the winner. But today, the Black Stars, we hope they put their lives on the line, literally, because they know what is at stake. They know that a win is non-negotiable. It is non like you know that this is do or die. It's now or never. We have 0 points on the board, bottom of the group. And I remember today is 18th January. It's exactly 2 years today that after Comoros beat us, I was crestfallen in Cameroon. Crestfallen in Cameroon, the streets of Cameroon, and I was just down. I did not know what to do with myself at that game. I was so down, and I don't want to repeat of that. Today we have to win versus Egypt, and that memory should just be that a memory for me. I don't want it to be reality again. I don't want that to happen. So we hope that the boys learn. We hope they learn from that mistake. Ghana is winning by 2 goals to 0. Ghana is winning. Hopefully, we do get the win. And let me start sampling the views of some journalists here, those that are around and those that are ready to talk. But basically, this is what I'm doing. I'm previewing the game and getting thoughts of fellow journalists here as they prepare for that game. It's 4 hours to kick off, 5 hours to kick off. 4-1 is the scoreline for the Equatorial Guinea versus Guinea-Bissau game. So Equatorial Guinea have 4 points on the board, and Nigeria, that puts more pressure on them. Let's start sampling the views of some journalists and see what they expect tonight.
Okay. All right. Live. Okay. Oh, I'll be just on there be pro bono. See the tag. I'll be coming. Give me like 2 minutes. I want to see first.
Hold on. Charlie, today Ghana do or die. Yeah, it's a do or die affair, and I'm sure the message has gone through. Osikeni.
All right. All right. I think today's game is going to be tough. I know that a lot of Ghanaians are expecting us to win. Of course, I'm rooting for Ghana, as you guys know already. I know it's going to be a tough game, as I said already, but I'm expecting at least Ghana picking a draw in this game. Coming up against Egypt, a tough opponent, where the likes of Mohamed Salah is ready to turn up, where we have the likes of Mohamed El Neni, Trazike, all the other fantastic guys who are ready to face Ghana. Yesterday we went there to watch Egypt training session ahead as well as Ghana's training session. I think it's going to be great, but Coach Chris Hutton, he has told us that the game tonight is going to be an interesting game, a tough one for Ghana. Jordan, you also said yesterday that yes, this is also going to be a final game for Ghana. So we are all expecting the team to turn up very well in a game that we will play against Egypt. So I'm expecting the Ghana in us to show tonight. We shouldn't go there and play that like a Desica game that we played against Cape Verde. We should go there and fight. This is like a final. We cannot afford a back-to-back knockout from the group phase of this AFCON. It happened in 2021 in Cameroon, and I don't think in 2024 here we are going to allow it to happen in Ivory Coast. So we are ready. The fans are ready. The media personnel are ready, and I think the players and the coach, the technical team, everyone is also going to be ready for tonight's game. Ghana must be Ghana tonight. We don't like anything else. At least a draw from this game, that is what I'm expecting. And it must happen. It must happen at the Felix Mufebuani Stadium.
Yes. From tonight's game, everybody doesn't expect anything but just a win. The Black Stars must win this game because looking at the permutations, we have to win this game to increase our chances of qualifying to the next round. Because if we end up getting a draw from this game, we'll just get 1 point, and that might put us in third place. But if Mozambique wins against Cape Verde, then we are still going to be in fourth place. But looking at the head-to-head, this is going to be our fifth meeting against Egypt. The last match we played against Egypt, I think, was a draw in the World Cup qualifiers. So far in the AFCON, um, they've won. They've won, I think, two. We've won one, and one has ended in a draw. So yes, this will be a big game for Chris Hughton, and it's meant to make sure they win. We've been able to beat Egypt in the past, and I think it's possible. It's possible. It all boils down to Coach Chris Hughton and what he'll bring to this table. Because if he brings the worst starting lineup, it means that we are going to lose before the game starts. Welcome.
Also, they come here getting more views from journalists here at the media center in Yaoundé. Are they come here there? So, man, what do you expect from tonight's game?
Should I be realistic? Should I detach emotions from whatever I'm going to say? Well, if I'm to speak from my mind without my heart, I think it's going to be a very, very difficult game, considering the fact that whoever wins tonight's game has a huge potential of qualifying for the next stage of the competition. So it's going to be very, very difficult. I don't expect the Blasters to have it easy, considering the fact that on paper, one of the cheapest sides in the group, we were not able to account for them. So playing against Egypt, the most successful country in the competition, and their first game they drew, they will be coming into the game as a wounded lions, wanting to get a maximum 3 points. So it's going to be very, very difficult for the Blasters. If you push me to the wall to have a prediction, I think the best for the Blasters would be a draw. A draw, yeah.
Thank you so much. A draw for the Black Stars. That's what he said. What do you expect today's
Charlie, talk to me. What do I expect from this game? I think tonight's game is, first of all, let me start by saying I think today's going to be a good day. Despite everything, I think today's going to be a good day. But in the sense, I have a feeling that the players have felt the reaction from Ghanaians after the first match, and they are seeing it as if they do not perform to the expected expectation, let me use that expected expectation, the heat that will come from Ghanaians will be something they may not be able to handle for a very long time. And they know the magnitude of this game, so I think it's going to be a good day in terms of the output we are going to see from them. However, I must say, Egypt is not a pushover, and they're not a team that we can just assume that they will be like the other teams in our group. They are also seeing it as a final. So this game is going to be a tough one. It's going to be a cracker. But worst case scenario, I'm expecting a draw for Ghana. Worst case. Hopefully. Because the best scenario we have right now is to finish amongst the third best nation. Otherwise, yes. I mean, before even the tournament started, many Ghanaians said we're going back to our calculators. And truthfully, before even the second game is about to kick off, we are back to our calculators. So, yeah, that's it for me. Welcome.
Ayala. Kita microphone. Ayala. What's he saying?
What do you expect
From the
from this evening's game?
Well, I admit that the Black Stars has not been in the best of forms, and going into this particular game is going to be a tough task. But I expect the Black Stars to put up a fight. I expect them to give out a lot of pride. I expect them to make amends for the previous tournaments that they've not been able to give us something to be proud of. So against Egypt today, this is the only chance that will give them hope to remain in this particular tournament. So I expect them to put up a fight. I agree that going into this particular game, you are not in the best of shape, you are not in the best of form, we are not at the level of Egypt, but then we are four-time African champions, we are a powerhouse on the African continent, and I expect them to do well, play well, and even if they would lose, which I know they won't lose, there should be something to be proud of.
Yeah, Selassie, yes, but say Ghana Black Stars into me and from Kunimdi, Egypt, so because Hana Yabano, Yamasi Yaba Cote d'Ivoire, yep, ha, yes, Yaba say, Yaba be found win because Cap on your GBA che, your GBA che, papa, because I hear boys no born, so more na. Your first game, you started Kakrana, and yeah, but I confused for more than the name. It's Sra boys, and they say, net dear, and net dear, or more homeless so. Na yɛntumi ɛfa nkonimdie ɛfa nkɔ ghana because ghanafoɔ nyinaa atwɛn sɛ ɛnɛ yɛwe ne deɛ a na sɛ nyinaa yɛkɔ fie cote d'ivoire nso ɔdɛ nti ɔsɛ ɔmo hyɛ ne yɛtumi ka cote d'ivoire awate aseɛ ha cote d'ivoire ɔdɛ papapapapa akyɛkɛ no yɛdi bisa nti blasters foɔ yɛsrɛ mo mo win game no ma yɛ na yɛtumi ɛmfa wɛn no ma ghanafoɔ nyinaa ani ngye mɛda ase
ase ɔrekɔdo no ade ɛwa yaba. Oh, no, I say Egypt, you play when they chick a foam. Are they shown bed 3 billion? Because I be there, shown 6-1, 2014. They asked my brother Keno, and there, yes, shown because I did do. Yanka tournaments were born by 6 months. All African games to me and Cobo Cote d'Ivoire. And see, in that day, you win at Asa or Kodo, Francasa.
Thank you so much. So, let's sample some. Already, they dodge me. I know it'll take 2 minutes, Seth. What do you expect? What do you expect? What are you expecting?
I'm expecting a miracle. A miracle for the Black Stars. The miracle of Stade Felix Ofebuahin. We need to do it. We don't have a choice. We have a choice. Charlie, 2 years ago we got knocked out at the group stages. If we get knocked out again today, I'm sorry, but it means that Ghana football will need plenty years to climb up again. Like at least get out at the round of 16. Don't group stages is not. So whatever they have to do to avoid this tournament, they should do it. They should do it. Yeah. You're welcome.
Yeah, guys, I think the general consensus is we have no choice than to get the 3 points. Who did it? Than to get the 3 points because we cannot have a repeat of what happened in Cameroon. That one, yeah, it can't happen. It will not happen. So, Mike, what do you expect tonight?
I expect Ghana to play a very good game. I expect them to win because we need a win. Yeah. Yes, that's what I expect. Yes, I expect the coach to do some tactical changes, and then, our previous game we didn't play so well. There were some players that we weren't happy with their performance. I am sure that the coach will do a few changes, and I hope that Kudus also gets his time, and then probably help the team to get that important win, because the group, if you don't get a win, it's going to be difficult for us. Egypt had a draw, and then they would have to get a good result against Ghana. And then we have the Mozambique, who also had a draw. Cape Verde won. So we need a win, If not, it will be difficult for Ghana to qualify. If we get a win against Egypt, which is going to be difficult, and then probably our last match, we do it by a draw or also a win. It will help Ghana. Yep. Welcome.
So, still sampling views around. I think the games are ongoing. 4-1. Equatorial Guinea. Felix, few minutes of your time. What do you expect tonight?
What do I expect tonight? I'm expecting an improvement, from the players. I want to see an improvement in results, meaning that it's a game that we can't afford to lose and repeat the same mistakes we did in the game against Cape Verde. Individual mistakes, lack of concentration at the back. We're a bit poor in the final third of the game as well. And then from the technical team, I'm expecting an improvement in the lineup, in tactics, in game management. And I'm hoping that we will get a better results in the game. And also, I think that I'm expecting a lot of Ghanaians to be at the game. Let's make it a fortress for them. We are closer to Ivory Coast. It means that we are more likely to be playing at home, which is what I think Ghanaians should make it look like. I know a lot of Ghanaians have arrived, so let's make the stadium more like a home ground for us. And I'm sure that we will be able to get the needed results. Every Ghanaian, in fact, a lot of Ghanaians are kind of afraid because of how good the Egyptians are. But if you look at how poor we've been in recent time, it is not that Egypt is a very, very unbeatable team, but it is because we progressed in terms of results, in terms of the way we've been playing in recent times. So I'm sure that if it was 10, 8 years ago, we wouldn't be this nervous going into a game like this because we know we had committed players. We know we had players that can fight for the flag. I'm not saying the current team are not doing that, but we haven't seen such commitment from them. If everybody was committed like the way Alexander Juku was in the opening game, we could have gotten something from that game. Teams are beatable. We've seen how some of the big teams, apart from Senegal and then Morocco, have fared. I think that some of the big teams here are struggling, but the lesser teams or the minnows, so-called minnows, are getting results because they are showing that commitment. We are not in the top 10 when it comes to the best teams in Africa, but then so we are Ghana. We've won the trophy 4 times, so we need to show that desire. We need to show that commitment, and that is what I'm expecting from the team tonight. I wasn't okay with the starting lineup in the game against Cape Verde because I wasn't expecting someone like Bransford Yeboah to start because even in friendly games that he's been invited to play, he has not been playing. So I don't know what necessitated the move for him to start a big game like an AFCON opener when he just played a friendly against Namibia. So that was where the surprise was coming from. And I also feel that I was a bit disappointed in the way the changes that he did because for me I thought Antoine Semenyo was kind of pressing the back four of the Cape Verdeans, and I was thinking that if he had stayed on the pitch he would have been contributed better up front. So, and I'm surely I'll be surprised again to see Ransford start. I don't think it is a game that he wants to start. And then again, Kudus, if Kudus is fit to be on the bench, then he should be starting the game. So that is what I want to see change in terms of lineup and probably in terms of shape. Egypt will play a 4-3-3 no matter the opponent. So I'm expecting us to also go the traditional 4-4-2 formation, and that is what I want to see. It might not be necessary to even play identical pivots or a double pivot of the same identity. So I don't want to see Salis and Baba Idrissi starting the game. That is a fact. And if you look at Chris, his team lack consistency. But a double pivot is something that has been consistent with, and that is where my problem is. So I want to see him change a bit. We need to be pragmatic, but it doesn't also mean that we should be consecutive or we should be too defensive. We can go at them. I look at the profile of players that we have and what they have. I think individually we have the quality players, but the truth is they have consistency. They've been playing together for a long time. They have about 7 players that play for the same club in Egypt. About 6 play for Pyramid, 7 with El Ali. And this is what you talk about when you talk about consistency. And they are dominating the CAF Interclub competition. How many of the Egyptian team are playing outside? How many of the players? About 6 of them out of the 27 that they brought to the tournament. But there's consistency. So if you stick together, if you become compact, if you try as much as possible to cut down the number of mistakes. Mistakes do happen in football, I agree. But when you concede silly mistakes, excuse my language, the Egyptians will punish you. And that is what we need to avoid. See, they are equally not in a safe position because it is a game they equally have to win. Because if they should lose this game, their destiny might not be in their hands. If you look at the other results in the other groups, it tells you that the struggle for the four best third place team would go down to the wire. I don't want to have your destiny in the hands of another team. You're welcome.
We're still sampling some views of a journalist here in Ivory Coast, Ghanaian journalist, ahead of the Egypt game. I really do wish I could have gotten some Egyptian journalists. Mr. Awal, what do you expect? Okay, Mr. Awal is a bit busy, so we'll get back to him later. So basically, the general consensus is that we need to win. We need to win. We need to win. It's non-negotiable. A win is non-negotiable. Hey, who did you? See his stomach. Make sure you eat your fufu before the game. I think probably there are some old Black Stars players in camp. We might not know. Yeah, so let's not jump the gun on that yet. Yes, so it could be possible that there are some old players in camp who are with the team and motivating them and all that. So we might not know yet, but they could be there with them. So let's not jump the gun on that. I'm replying to a comment from Afro TV, Afro Tropical TV, if I got the name right. So yeah, so that is it. A lot of people want the team to do well. I am currently based here at the media center, and I think it's a little over 4 hours to kick off. And Equatorial Guinea are doing quite well. They have 4 points on the board. So as it stands now, they are more or less qualified. They would probably be one of the better placed teams to be one of the third best placed teams. So Equatorial Guinea, congratulations to them. But I'll be wrapping up the live very soon. Let me know your predictions in the comments box, guys, and your thoughts on the comments that have coming from the various journalists here at the media center here in Abidjan. I, for one, say put your lives on the line. Die for Ghana. Thanks, boss, watching live from New York. Thank you so much. Put your lives on the line. It's a do or die affair. Show us how much you, quote unquote, love the country. And it's all we ask for. I think it's not even too much. Ghana 2, Egypt 1, but not sure about Mozambique. Well, we'll see. If Ghana get a win today, I think half the job in qualifying to the next round would have been done. So it's going to be interesting to see how things go on that front. I really do hope we get the win. Yes, Kudus Mohammed, if he's fit enough to be on the bench, he should be fit enough to start. We'll sample some views, final one from Awal, and then we'll end the stream here. Let's get to him right now. Yeah, let's get to Awal right now. Awal. There you go. 3 minutes. Okay. Okay. So he's still not ready. What do you think about Bukhari starting? Well, I have nothing against Bukhari starting. I think he's great for the attack. I just feel Chris is the guy who would not do that, and he hardly changes what he enjoys doing. That's the thing with Chris. Chris is the guy who will stick to his guns in terms of his tactics and everything, no matter what is happening around him. And I've come to learn that probably that is the kind of man we have now in the national team. He's a stubborn man. He's stubborn. He wants to defend and hold on to what he has, even before he has something. And probably in the last game versus Cape Verde, he was sort of changing his tactics, and we considered a goal. So probably he would have been thinking to himself, look at that, I went the other way and I'm considering a goal. And then when we later grew in the game and we're getting chances, He switched back to things and wanted to hold on to the 1-1. That's the kind of guy Chris Hughton is. We haven't seen anything from center forward position, though. Might as well gamble with Bukari. Yeah, that's true. It's worth the gamble. Right now, we have nothing to lose except we lose the game. Once we lose the game, that's the end. And it could be the end of the road for Ghana. We do hope it doesn't happen. We hope it doesn't come to that. And we hope that we get a win. I think it's currently 4 o'clock, almost 4 o'clock. We'll be heading to the stadium pretty soon at 4 o'clock for that game between Ghana and Egypt. Yes, Ghana versus Egypt. It's going to be a cracker. Like the video, share it, comment your predictions in the comments box. Let me know what you think will happen when Ghana face Egypt tonight. Kickoff time is at 8 p.m. at GMT. What time is the match? I just mentioned it, 8 p.m. GMT. I don't know what time it will be in New York, probably minus 5 hours. Hopefully we do get the win. Hopefully we do get 3 points. That will set us up for the next round of the African Cup of Nations. We don't want an early exit. We don't want a group stage exit. And we hope that it doesn't happen. The starting 11 officially is not out, so I don't have that yet. We'll be going to the stadium in a couple of minutes' time. So we'll get that information as and when we get there. So Ivory Coast are going to play Nigeria in 1 hour time. Ivory Coast versus Nigeria. It'll be quite an interesting game to look forward to. So we'll see how things go on that front. Ivory Coast versus Nigeria. And hopefully Ivorians will be hopeful to get all 3 points. Nigerians as well will be hoping to get back on track. Their group is looking quite dicey as it has Equatorial Guinea now on top. Yes, Equatorial Guinea are on top of the group after they've won 4-1 ahead of the host. The host will want to regain top spot once again. We'll get the thoughts of a while and we'll see what he has to say for the Ghana Black Stars ahead of the game versus Equatorial Guinea. What do you expect in tonight's game?
Well, I think it's going to be a tough game against the Pharaohs of Egypt. You know, at the match presser yesterday, their goalkeeper Mohamed El Shanawi said that they're going to play the game as a final game because they are aware of the opponent that they're going to face, who are the Black Stars of Ghana. And mind you, the Egyptians also had a good run for their money in the first game when they drew 2-2 against Mozambique. And it was a game that they were down by 2-1. God being so good to them, they had a late penalty of which Mohamed Salah scored the penalty to make it a 2-2 draw. So they are aware of the opponent that they come face to face with the Black Stars of Ghana. So Coach Rui Vitoria, there are a lot of pressure on him right now when you go to Egypt. Some people are criticizing his tactics and some of the opportunities that he had and couldn't make it count in that game against Mozambique. So it's a tough game. I don't know how he's going to match up his guys on the field of play. I'm expecting to see Mohamed El Shanawi in goal post. I don't know whether he's going to go with good old Ahmed El Ghazi, an experienced man who has been a top-notch defender for the backline for some consistent number of years. He's now with one of the clubs in Saudi Arabia, in the Saudi Pro League. I mean, when you talk about the Saudi Pro League with the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo and Karim Benzema, he's in the same team with Karim Benzema. So Ahmed El Ghazi is likely to be one of the guys to be deployed at the back line. Mohamed Elneny has consistently been one of the mainstay guys within their midfield, and I expect to see him being the main man in the middle. And of course, who do you expect? Mo Salah alongside Mohamed Mustafa of Nantes in the French Ligue 1, who scored the first goal for them in that game against Mozambique. These are the experienced guys you expect to see within the Egyptian setup. Not forgetting Omar Marmoush of Eintracht Frankfurt, and alongside Said Ahmed Zizou, who is also with Zamalek in the Egyptian Premier League. So the Egyptians are coming at a wounded lion. Trust me. we are not going to find it a very, very easy game at all. The Egyptians will try as much as possible to make sure that they get a good result that counts on their favor. And especially when they do 2-2, because they dropped 2 points in an all important 3 points that they needed in that maximum game against the Mozambique team. And that's why we are looking forward to seeing how Coach Chris Hilton is going to deploy his guys on the field of play. A lot of people criticized his tactics, especially starting Ransford Yeboah Konigsdorfer, who has never been a man to play in the Africa Cup of Nations. So this first major tournament in an all-important game against Cape Verde, which was the match that the Black Stars of Ghana needed an all-important 3 points. Yes, goalkeeper Richard Ofori made some mistakes in the first half. You can talk about the fact that the first goal that the Cape Verdean scored, it was a mistake from the part of goalkeeper Richard Ofori. Many people thought that he should have punched the ball to a sideward, but he decided to punch it in front of the Cape Verdean striker, and he scored, and then it ended in a 1-0 scoreline for them before Alexander Jiku had an equalizer for us. But let's see whether he's going to keep faith with Richard Ofori, or are we going to see Lawrence Atizigi in post. I think this is one of the games that a lot of people are clamoring for Ali Dusedu to be in the back line, because we are going to face a sharper attack, not unlike the Cape Verdean, because Mohamed Salah is there, Mohamed Mustafa is there, Hassan Trezeguet is there, and also Said Ahmed Zizou is there. So how is the Black Stars backline going to be? Mohamed Salisu to me looked like a person who has been on the sideline for some couple of months, and you could see that he lacks much fitness. But all in all, he did his best. Are we going to see Daniel Amate in today's game? Are we going to say, I'm pretty sure Alexander Jiku is going to be part of the back line. But the bone of contention is the defensive midfield. Are we going to keep faith with Baba Idrisu, who a lot of people thought that he gave a shambolic performance in that game against Cape Verdeans? Is Abdul Samed Salis going to get the opportunity to start? We were all happy yesterday seeing Mohamed Kudus training in all the sessions that the Black Stars of Ghana had. Let's see whether Semenyo or Inaki William, I think for me, I expect to see two of them starting in the game. This is a game I don't want to see Jordan Ayew. We want to put our Arsenals in the game. Seeing Osman Bukari, seeing the likes of Ernest Nyama, because we need to have pacey guys up front. Because if you check the Egyptian backline, Ahmed Egazi, Rami Rabia, Mohamed Abdel Monim, these guys are not pacey. So we need to have pacey guys up front, in which case we are going to capitalize on the loopholes in the backline to see whether we can get the results in tonight's game at the start of Webwani. Mind you, in the entire 23 appearances of the Black Stars at the Africa Cup of Nations, we've lost match day 2 on only 2 occasions. That is 1984 in Ivory Coast, when we lost 2-0 against the Algerians, and Burkina Faso in 1998, when we lost 2-1 against Togo. These are the only 2 games that the Black Stars have lost second round of games, and this gives me a lot of confidence, a lot of inspiration, and I draw a lot of inspiration and confidence in this statistic, which tells you that we have what it takes to beat the Egyptians in tonight's game.
Finally, do you think Kudus Mohammed should be risked in case it's not 100%?
Yeah, I think this is a game that we need to have all our Arsenals in the game. If I were the coach, I will risk playing Mohamed Kudus starting the game, because we need to get, mind you, in the entire games that Chris Hilton has played as a coach, we've scored only 1 goal in the first half. And the goal that came on board was scored by Mohamed Kudus. So that's the reason why I expect Mohamed Kudus to get himself among the starting lineup tonight.
Thank you very much, Kawa. We are off to the stadium right now for that second game. The bus is in to take us all to the stadium. Bear in mind, Jordan's free kick, the bus is in to take us to the stadium. We are all going to the stadium right now, 4 hours to kick off. I might probably continue the live from there. So enjoy the rest of your day.
We are going to the stadium.
Man.
We are going to the stadium, Ghana. Today we are winning, guys. We are winning. Guys, we are winning. We know that, the confidence is not there. The confidence is down, We are not motivated enough as fans because we are not been performing well. But tonight, guys, we are going to make sure that at least we will bring a draw home. So just watch out. Black Stars versus Egypt. Tonight it's about a win. It's about a win. We are winning this game no matter what. So yes, make sure that you stick and stay. Sarah Football will be there to bring you more content. Black Stars, Ghana, let's go. Guys, be motivated. Do not lose confidence. Do not lose the vim. We are going all out to make sure we win tonight and we will qualify from our group. More vim, more vim, more vim.
All right, time to go. Bye for now. I'll see you guys in the next one. Yeah. Which means because I didn't back it in your mouth. Like, where you gonna go right now?